You know, when it tells you to do something, your ass better do it. We're live now. Thanks for letting me know we're going to live, Sean. Welcome to Still Talking Uncut.
We're going
We're your
live.
hosts. He's Sean Rexby. I'm Big Easy. Joined tonight by a special guest, my man, Mr. Dan Gray from the Farm to Bottle Festival that you're going to see me, Sean, Phil Billy, lots of dudes. You're going to see us this weekend in Wilmington, Ohio at the Farm to Bottle Festival. If you're not sure about it, get with us. We'll give you all the details. We've been talking about it for a while, and we're excited it's finally here. So congratulations on bringing this to fruition. We're excited because it's close. We ain't got to drive 6.5 hours. So we're real excited about that. So welcome to the show, Mr. Dan. Welcome to the show, my man.
Thank you much.
So you want to start out on the normal, what are you drinking on, Easy, or you want to let Dan go first if he's drinking anything? Or
Yeah, I'll let the guest go first this time.
Well, since you guys mentioned it, I am drinking some Bloody Butcher Corn straight bourbon whiskey from Depth of Creed, which is one of the bourbon distillers that'll be out there next Friday, or this Friday.
Nice.
I'm on the bourbon tonight.
On the bourbon tonight, huh?
Yeah,
Prepping for this weekend, huh?
I am. I'm gonna be doing a lot of tasting of bourbon and moonshine. It's
that. What about you, Easy? What are you drinking?
You go ahead. What are you drinking? Yeah, what are you drinking on, Sean?
The old-fashioned Busch Light Peach, and this blueberry lemonade that Mister Big Easy made.
Oh yeah, what do you think about that blueberry lemonade? So we was at Tuck and Reds yesterday for American Whiskey had a live podcast over at Tuck and Reds yesterday, and so we rolled in and man, it was a great time. You sit there, we're at Tuck and Reds trying all their liquor, drinking this, drinking that. I'm passing out blueberry lemonade that I'm working on, and it makes jar goes up to the guys at the front panel, and that shit disappears. I met old Dan there for the first time yesterday. Dan was at Tuck and Reds yesterday.
I was there
on a podcast. It was a good time.
I think I met both you guys for the first time yesterday.
Yeah, for the first time in person. So.
Yep, first time in person.
It was a good time. I got a little buzzed up there yesterday, man. That liquor was flowing hard and quick, and we was having a good time, and it was warm. So I'm drinking a little bit more, and man, I had a great time. So, but so I'm drinking on some of old back porch batch of Shine. He gave me at the jam. I believe he says it's fig, made out of figs.
Yeah.
And the only figs I like are Fig Newtons. Well, it's different, man.
It is. If it's figs.
It's got a little heat to it. Figs are different, man. That's different. That's different. That's for sure. I like the sweeter fruits. I'm more of a sweeter fruit guy. So.
But anyway.
Set myself up for that one, didn't I?
Oh, yeah.
But anyway, yeah, Dan got to meet quite a few people yesterday.
I did.
We welcomed him into the group.
So Dan, go ahead.
Oh, you go ahead. If you got a question, I got an answer.
I was going to say, kind of talk about what's going on this weekend, what you are expecting of it, what people should expect to see, and why come, right?
Exactly. Well, what you're going to get at the Farm to Bottle Festival is a whole array of music for one thing. So you're going to get everything bluegrass to heavy metal while you're there. But music ain't the only thing it's about. It's more about what the name of the event is, which is Farm to Bottle Festival, which is basically the process of plant something and it becomes something that we drink as an alcoholic beverage. That's basically the premise of this entire event. So there will be tastings there throughout the weekend. There's going to be several different distilleries, wineries, breweries, moonshiner guys, you name it, represented there and have different products that people can taste and try. Lots of food, lots of other vendors, some fun stuff too. We got some jelly balls on there and a couple other things. But primarily, it's about the booze and music. That's what it's about. If you like booze and music, you're going to have a good time.
It sounds like most festivals.
Yeah.
This one's going to fall in line. And I know when I was talking to you, he's talking about how you didn't expect the moonshine community to just like I don't want to say take over, but like, you know, you invited a bunch of moonshine guys and it kind of grew really fast. And then now you've got just, you know, once you get this group of guys excited about something, we spread it really fast and shout out to anybody we can who might be interested in coming and hanging out or setting up. So
yeah, it spread like wildfire. Like I said, when I first put it out there, I was just kind of hoping to get. I talked to Chris from Pabst Distillery there back in the fall last year, and kind of, you know, tossed the idea around to him of what I was thinking of doing. And, you know, he said, if you get something going, let me know. But as far as moonshine goes, he would have been the only one that I'd even talked to about the moonshine part. I'd talked to a few different bourbon distilleries or whiskey distilleries and some breweries and stuff, but hadn't really talked to any of the moonshine people other than Chris. And then I guess somehow when I first put out the advertisement for it, I just kind of hit the whole state of Ohio with just a small blast of advertisement. And next thing I know, John Bench jumps on and says, hey, you want to have somebody that was on the Master Distiller show come up there and set up and meet people? I was like, well, fuck yeah, we do.
Did you tell him you wanted a winner, so you called Sean?
Exactly.
Oh, fuck.
Those guys, it went from there. From John, it kind of spread like, you know, herpes in a whorehouse, I guess you could say. It went from John to Sean to Lawrence to everybody. Matt, Doug,
Yeah.
You name it. Everybody was within a matter of a few days. Tim Johnson, Judd, all of those guys. Within just a few days, everybody was on board. I mean, it was probably less than 2 weeks, and it had all those people on. So
When
like wildfire, and you guys must all like each other or something.
we pretend pretty well, but you know, when we go to these big moonshine events out of state, and just the turnout we get from Ohio is insane. You know, you can ask these other guys, like, man, every other guy I talk to is from Ohio. And so, you know, we have the new Straitsville Moonshine Festival, and that's early in the season. There's really nothing late in the year for us shine guys to hear, you know, close. So when we heard about this and, you know, there's going to be liquor, man, we're all on board. Like, we're all about liquor, you know. It gives us all a reason to get together, meet up, you know, talk shop, talk liquor, trade liquor, try new liquors, you know. So we're always looking forward to new things around here. So that we got to get it in because it's going to get cold soon. So we're packing in all the fun we can around here. We can. So,
you know, I kind of like the fall type festivals personally. I like it if it's kind of warm during the day, but it gets down cool enough at night to where it's not miserable to sit by a fire. I sure as the hell wouldn't want to go out and sit by a fire tonight.
No, man. So, dude, hopefully it breaks by Saturday and we'll be good. So hopefully I got a tent inside because I don't want to be outside sweating next to Brian.
Well, you guys will all be in, all the moonshiner guys that want to be, with the exception of probably Brian Silcott and a couple and the people from Iron Vault. I don't know if they're going to set up outside. They'll probably set up their distillery stuff inside, but Brian's going to be making some stills on site, putting them together, taking them apart, putting them together, taking them apart. And he's also going to do a couple little chainsaw carvings and stuff while we're there too. So he's going to keep his place outside. And then the Iron Vault Distillery guys, they're going to have stuff inside, but they're going to be doing glass blowing demonstrations and stuff. So we'll have that there. And we got somebody doing knives and stuff as well. So there'll be some outdoor stuff like that. Just some special interest things. I think the glass blowing's pretty cool. I don't know if you've ever seen it done before or not, but it's pretty interesting.
Yeah.
I could make it look dumb.
I can make it. I can destroy it. Give it to me, I'll destroy it. So
I can stop it.
So how'd you what made you want to put together this type of festival here in Ohio?
Dude, I've been doing festivals since 1992. And I took a little break in there, but I started my own festival. So, I'll tell you what, man, I kind of had festival in my blood. From when I was about 12 years old, they used to have this goofy named event, which everybody thought was goofy called the Heady Wop Ball. And basically what it was, a bunch of people got in the field, got together, drank a bunch of beer and liquor, and listened to 2 or 3 local bands, and had a good time, and, passed out and got up and did it the next day. So when I was, a teenager, a buddy of mine, some of his family had this event on their property one year. I went out there and like, man, that'd be pretty cool. So after I got out of high school and me and my brother had started a carpet cleaning business, we decided, you know what, we're going to have a party for everybody, a hog roast, and have a band. So we did that the first year, just had a hog roast, had a band there. That was it. No big deal. The year went by, didn't do anything else. And a year later, my brother's like, I ain't interested in doing anything like that anymore. I was like, well, I am. So I started what was called the Hog Jam Music Festival. And that's basically what it was. It was multiple bands, and we did a hog roast every year, and lots of drinking. And it was a field party out at the edge of town where I lived at. And that went on and off from 94 up till 2000. Then I took about a 10-year break. Or 12-year break, and did one again in 2012. Then took another break, and then I started doing Rock the Block in Wilmington in 2018, along with Susan from the Visitors Bureau. I've pretty much been doing festivals and events every year since then, with the exception of 2020. So that's kind of how it got going. And this was just a new idea that I came up with to somehow focus on basically what I would call craft alcohol. It could be bourbon, wine, beer, whiskey, moonshine, whatever. And that's kind of how it came to be. I talked to the guys at the fairground, and they wanted to tie it into farming somehow. So we came up with the name Farm to Bottle Festival, and there you go. It's tied right into farming.
We're all about that bottle, but got to know where it comes from.
Yeah.
And that's the cool thing too, because a lot of people don't really know where to get, just grain. So a lot of people will just go to Rural King or TSC or maybe a local farm. But here they'll be able to meet. What's I can't think of his name.
Vaughn Schoolhouse.
Vaughn Davis.
Yeah. Do you know if old McDonald's coming over from Pennsylvania? Oh.
There's another guy, I can't remember what his name, that said he was coming here and he had specialty grains, but I looked back, I couldn't find it, but they said they're coming set up, so I guess I'll find out when I get here.
Yeah, yes, we'll find out, huh?
They do specialty grain stuff too, and there's somebody that has specialty fermenting barrels that they do too, and I can't find their old email, so they may, if they show up, then I'll know. So
I'm intrigued. I imagine it's a lot to go through and know who, what, when. So just right off the top of your head. So we ain't mad at you at all. So have you ever made any liquor, Dan?
You know what? I have not made anything.
Bro, come by.
So that's something worked out with Brian Silcott to at least have him help me make my own first still. He wants me to come down there and be part of that process and make my first still. So sometime right after the festival, we're going to go down and make myself at least a little small 5 or 10 gallon still and start from there. And
you make that still, man, and you bring it over, and we'll throw some mash in it, and we'll get you a run through it real quick.
That's what I was thinking. I'll find somebody. Some of you guys, will hit you guys up, either that, or we can have everybody come here to the Dan Cave Party Shack that I got. And
we start making liquor come out of the end of the worm in the Dan cave, and it's going to be the Dan I don't remember cave. Hey, I had American whiskey come over. They had never been part of a run before, and I needed something for Farm to Bottle, so I invited them over. And man, they were good and lit by the end of it. That's for sure. So, them dudes like to party. They're my kind of folks. So
no doubt. But
oh, go ahead.
You go ahead.
So as far as are you from Wilmington? Is that why you're wanting to do it at Clinton County Fairgrounds, or?
Well, no, I'm not. I'm from Highland. But, and I don't want to really knock on Highland County too hard, but kind of here's the deal. I've tried to do stuff in Highland County before, and if you make it over the 2-foot hurdle, they stick up a 3-foot hurdle. Then if you make it over the 3-foot hurdle, they stick up a 6-foot hurdle. And the hurdles just keep taller and taller until you can't jump it. And they're like, well, since you can't jump that one, I don't guess we can do it. That's kind of how Highland County rolls with a lot of stuff. On the other hand, in Wilmington, somebody runs out in front of you and knocks all the hurdles over and is like, hell yeah, let's have this here. So, I mean, that's kind of what it was. And I've been doing stuff in Wilmington the last 5 years anyway with Rock the Block. So,
yeah,
I know all the people there. People all know me. I do several events up there a year besides Rock the Block. I do several pub crawls and poker runs and stuff like that. So they know who I am, what I'm about, and what I do. And it just seemed like the right place to have it at. So
it makes sense, man. Go with what you know.
That's what I'm thinking. So, it'd be nice if Hillsborough or Highland County here where I'm at, it'd be nice if they would, kind of loosen the reins a little bit. People around here are always asking me, why you always do stuff in Wilmington? It's like, well, because Hillsborough won't let me do anything. Otherwise, I'd do stuff in Hillsborough just
gotta go right now. It's just like when I was a kid, I'd go to my buddy's house because I knew we'd get away with pretty much anything over there. So I'm going there to party, and we're not staying at my house because there's too many rules.
Right.
So you gotta know where the fun is. So
exactly.
So talk a little bit about like the prices. And I know you had said something the other day about like you could get $5 off, $10 off. That way people don't have to pay full price.
Yeah, so there's really not a reason anybody should pay full price. You can go to the Farm to Bottle page on Facebook right now. Scroll down through, you're going to find a post where I stuck a coupon on there that says $5 off on a daily pass or $10 off on a weekend pass. You can save that to your phone, bring it to the gate, and get money off. So there's no reason anybody should have to pay full price. If you come there and pay full price, you probably don't ever get on the internet. You just happen to run across this festival somehow. But here's how the pricing will be. Basically, if you come to the gate on Friday and you have no discounts, it'll be $30. Saturday will be $40. A weekend pass will be $60. And then there's some VIP options and stuff on there as well. If you go right now and buy them online, have no coupon codes or nothing, all of those are going to be $5 less. But there's also coupon codes on about the last 3 or 4 posts I put out that's got $5 off for this, $10 off for that, $20 off for that. So if you went to the Farm to Bottle ticket site right now, bought it at the advanced price for Friday, which is $25, and then put in the 5 off coupon code, you're going to pay $20. If you don't do any of that and you come to the gate, you're going to pay $30. If you're an Eagles member, send me a message later, and you're probably going to get a little bit better deal than that, because the Eagles in Clinton County and Wilmington was one of our main sponsors, along with the Clinton County Convention and Visitors Bureau. So they get some even a little bit deeper discounts for those. But, the average person can at least save $10 off. If you're a police, fire, EMS, healthcare worker, bring your ID with you to the gate. You'll get $10 off. Now, you can't take $10 off of this and bring a coupon for $5 and whatever. Whatever's the largest coupon you can do. But if you don't have any of those other coupons or anything else, and you come there and you're a police, fire, EMS, or healthcare worker and show them an ID, you're going to get $10 off whatever the gate price is that day. If you are a veteran, same thing. Get the same thing, $10 off at the gate price. Just bring something showing that you're a veteran. Trying to think what else we got there. If you're an Eagles member, you can bring your Eagles card to the gate. Get $10 off the gate admission from an Eagles card. So any of those things will get you money off at the gate. So, and if anybody is watching this and still don't know where to get the coupons or whatever else, where you turn in to go in the gate for this festival, across the street, there's a place called the Hidden Carry Out. Walk over there and get one of the coupons he's got laying on the counter.
Don't get much simpler than that, man. Go to the carry out and get what you need there and get you some coupons. Save you some money right across the street.
So
worst case scenario, send your kid over here to grab them.
Exactly. So we go over a few rules and stuff too. So with this being a permit where I have an alcohol permit, there is no alcohol permitted to be carried in and out of the festival area. Now, if you're in the camping area, you can have stuff in the camping area because that's not within the boundaries of the state liquor license that I have. I left the camping area out of that intentionally so people could do what they want to do and bring their own stuff and be in the camping areas if they choose. Can't bring no illegal weapons in with you. We'll be searching bags and stuff. Can't carry no food from outside. So basically, once you're in there, you got to buy your drinks and food inside. If you're outside of there, you can do whatever you want. So as far as, food and stuff like that goes. No carry-in coolers. You can bring in like a chair or something. I mean, we'll have some chairs there, but they may get taken up fairly quick. So if you got lawn chairs and stuff, you can bring that if you like. But and then there's tasting sessions every day. On Friday, there's a tasting session at 11 o'clock. Or no, take it back. 1 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 5 o'clock on Friday. There'll be a 1 hour tasting session where you can go in and taste up to 10 different products. All together with all the distillers we have, we're going to have somewhere between 80 and 90 products people can taste. So you can do up to 10 every other hour. So Friday, you'll be able to do 30 of them if you wanted. Then Saturday, you'll be able to do 40 different tastings. And Sunday, you'll be able to do 40 tastings. So there's 4 sessions each day on Friday, or on Saturday and Sunday, and 3 on Friday. Friday starts a little bit later just because everybody's going to be setting up in the early part of the day. And, we didn't have quite enough time. There is going to be some educational stuff every day. So Vaughn Davis is coming to on Friday. He'll be the first speaker. He's going to be talking about he was going to do some stuff on heirloom grains and stuff, but the master distiller from Jephthah Creed, she's going to do that. So Vaughn is going to do something on just Schoolhouse Farms that first day, and then he's going to do something on Saturday and Sunday about heirloom grains. Still looking for some others to do some things. Sean, I may hit you up for something too, buddy. If you got
5-gallon buckets.
We need some like 15 to 30-minute presentations on whatever you want. It can be any aspect of distilling that you choose, be it from choosing your flavor to choosing your corn to what's the best type of still to use. Do you prefer copper or stainless steel? The advantages, whatever you want it to be about, you can do it. You just tell me. And you got like a 15 to 30-minute window to do it in.
A blueberry lemonade going down pretty easy tonight, Sean.
Down.
Oh, what'd you message me last night? Like, bro, did you put any alcohol in this? And I'm like, yeah, about a half gallon of like 130.
Drinking them, we'll find it eventually.
You're getting there, man. You're getting there. I will tell you, I ain't going to find it like Uncle Joey did yesterday. Man, that pint, I gave him that pint, dude, it was gone. I couldn't believe it. It was amazing. Like, you hand a pint, and between 3 people, it was just like, and it was gone. And I was like, holy shit.
He done hit hard, wasn't he?
Huh?
I said he was hitting it hard, wasn't he?
Oh, Uncle Joey don't play around, man. That's my spirit animal. He's a camel. So there he is right there, old Jason. He ain't turned down nothing I've handed him so far. Like everything I've had him, he's like, well, yeah, that's me. That's me. It's my type of dude, man. So look real forward to just seeing all the different types of people that are going to be at this festival. Even the different types of distillers and farmers and moonshiners and you got Brian there passing out gold coins and showing people how to make stills, and he's real fun to watch, man. He's real fun to give shit to about being a leprechaun. So
hold on, don't let me cut you off too quick. But Dan, if you want somebody to speak on something,
yes,
Brian Silcott is the man to do it.
Ask him about thermal expansion and folding bottoms.
I'm serious. Like Brian, he could. I
will hit him up on.
Yeah.
Thermal expansion on what?
And folding bottoms. Thermal expansion and folding bottoms. That's what we want to hear Brian talk about.
I will do it.
Doesn't matter, but I'm just saying, Brian.
Yeah.
Brian
we got
likes
the
to.
one
Go ahead.
Brain Brew distilleries coming out. They do custom blended whiskey. So he's going to do a presentation on this blending machine that he's got. Basically, they have 6 aged whiskeys or bourbon, and you can tell him what percent you want of each one of those up to make 100%. I mean, it can be 16.6 on all of them, or you can do 50 of one and split the other 5 up between the other 50, or however you want to do it. But they will custom blend a single shot of whiskey for you that's a one of a kind based on your numbers and whatever that you want them to plug into that machine. So he's going to be talking on that while he's here over the weekend doing tastings and stuff.
That's cool.
That being said, is it just bourbon, or I mean, is it any kind of alcohol he's got?
Anything could blend anything. I mean, if you had 3 or 4 types of moonshine you wanted to use, it just takes a little bit out of each bottle based on what you tell it, what percent you want out of bottle 1, what percent out of bottle 2. So you can do the same thing with moonshine for sure. And then he also has a rapid aging machine too. Now, whether they'll bring that or not, I'm not sure, but I know he's bringing that small little custom blended shot. Plus, you can also do custom bottles too. And I've got a couple of bottles of farm to bottle whiskey that'll be there. So, based on he's got some 200-year-old oak that they reclaimed out of a barn down in Kentucky a couple years ago, and that's what they've been making their barrels out of for the last several years. Nice. So, they've been using that as the flavoring, as the flavoring for that bourbon that they've been doing. And that had a really, really good taste to it. And their distillery down there is kind of based on the whole riverboat theme. So, one of theirs is called the paddle boat or paddle wheel. And hey, I'm going to go over here and have to look at them. I think one of them's called Tall Stacks. But anyway, he's got several different versions of stuff that they do. I just got to get my liquor cabinet here and look at it. We'll pull out this paddle wheel. So this paddle wheel, it's a bourbon whiskey finished with 200-year-old oak and European oak, which is good. And then, I don't know, that Tall Stacks, I think, is a smoky type one. I don't remember exactly what it is. I've tried so many damn new bourbons and whiskeys and stuff, guys, in the last 4 months. Every kind of moonshine imaginable. People are always sticking something in front of me like, here, try this. Hell, I went to a class reunion last week or 2 weeks ago, and one of the guys there was in the military in Turkey back in the early 90s, and he learned how to make some kind of Turkish moonshine, basically, is what I would call it. But they call it olive juice because it's kind of got that olive color tint to it. I mean, honestly, it looks like swamp water, but it doesn't taste bad. It tastes pretty good. It's a different taste. It's not something you're used to. And I think maybe olives are in the process of making it. Maybe he wouldn't tell me. It's a super secret or something, but he wouldn't tell me what it was. And then another one of the girls that was there, she brought me some that she had made, and that's probably about 130, 140 proof, meaning that stuff burnt my tongue. And maybe more than that. It might be 160, but she gave me some of that, and she said she made it out of corn grits. That was what she used to ferment. So it had a different taste. It was a different taste than most moonshines I've tried. That's for sure. So anyway,
moonshine you've tried?
All this stuff. It's good stuff.
What's the craziest moonshine you've tried?
What's that?
The craziest moonshine you've tried, or the weirdest, or
the weirdest I've tried? Probably that olive juice stuff, man. I'm gonna have to say that's the weirdest one I've tried. Now, flavored stuff that I like the best. That's there's not even a close second. My favorite flavored moonshine is that jalapeno cornbread shit that Tennessee Shine Company makes. Bar none. I love that stuff, man. I don't know how they bottled that taste, but it's just one of those ones that reached out and grabbed me. It was kind of like Michael Ballard. He had that commercialized espresso moonshine. Same thing, and that stuff's like syrup that you pour over ice cream. It's super good, And I like tons of other different flavored moonshines. I don't want to say anything bad about any of the rest of them, but those two are probably the two I've liked the best. Now, I've had plenty of people make me their apple pie, their peach pie, their cherry pie, this cobbler, that cobbler, upside down cake, whatever. All of those taste pretty good, but most of those are jam packed full of sugar, more sugar, less alcohol. And a lot of times they're diluted down. They taste good, but they're not all that potent always. But I tell you what, I like, after having a few of you guys around, I like actually the taste of just straight plain moonshine. But it's also, in the last year, I've got to where I like the taste of just plain straight bourbon. I drink it neat, as they call it. So that's kind of what I like to do. I like to actually get the flavor of the actual moonshine, not the flavor that they added to it. Just the flavor of the straight up White Lightning.
Straight clear liquor, man. Give it to me clear, and if it's going to have flavor, you better done some infusion. I like it better like that, man.
Right.
Leave all that syrupness out of it, and like it infused, man. Like it clear. But
so Sean, when you made your new one, Sean, how is that? Is that infused to it, or is that the flavor put in afterwards? How's that one work?
Infused in a gin basket, which isn't really ideal for infusing anything really other than botanicals, in my opinion, especially with fruit. So it's a heavily wheated, so I think the wheat pretty much covers up any berry that you get out of it, unless you put it in the freezer and it really tones down the wheat, and you get kind of, I don't want to say a fruity. What do you think, Easy?
It gives it that more of the hint. It gives it that fruity hint to it.
Yeah.
That you would expect more with it infused. And I think really chilling those oils in that allows it to, like you said, tames down that malted wheat and allows that berry to come to the front.
It's a malted wheat. It's not your normal wheat, and it really pulls a hell of a flavor. If you like wheat whiskey, then you might like it.
It's dry. It gives you and when we get that good wheat, it makes your mouth kind of dry. And the more you sip on it, the more you want to drink. And I'm a weeded liquor guy. If I like my weed. If I was bourbon, it's weed. I'll drink it. I really like the weeded liquor. So I smelled it. I'm like, man, that's different, because I knew he uses wheat, but I didn't recall him using malted wheat. And man, it changed the nose on it so different from just the regular wheat that you normally get, and you never see it malted in the store. So it was different, man. It gave it its own characteristics, and I wish the berry come through more, but toss it in the freezer, man, and it'll help. But for running through a gin basket, it did pretty well. Especially the first time
you're in there too.
I'll tell you what,
basket.
I'm more than happy to try some of it if you bring a bottle of that up there to the farm to bottle.
You will be trying it. I promise you that.
I'm sure Sean will bring a jar or two. So
stuff right here. I'm gonna bring this, and I'm gonna have you guys try it. This is that stuff called olive juice, and like I said, it's a Turkish moonshine. I mean, it kind of has that moonshine taste to it, but I mean, it's got a hint of olive in it there somewhere too, which some people may not like that. I'm not really a big olive juice person per se, but I don't mind the taste of olives. But in alcohol, it's kind of weird, and it's got kind of a light, darkish, light, see-through, greenish color to it. It really looks like bong water. That's what it looks like.
I'm willing to bet they infused
I ain't been able to
olives
put
or
my
something
finger
at some
on it.
point.
Can't put my finger on what the taste of it is, man. It's not bad. Just it's hard to describe it. It doesn't really have a flavor that like throws up any flag in my head anywhere. Hey, I've tasted that before. You know what I'm saying? It's like it doesn't have the hint of nothing to me. My mind's like, I ain't had no shit like this whatsoever before. Oh, what is that?
Say it is.
He calls it olive juice. He wouldn't tell me anything more than that. I said, well, what's he got in it? He said, I ain't gonna tell you. So you know how those people got their super secret recipe. They don't want nobody to know it. So
I'd imagine it's
I figure somebody that's tasted a lot of stuff, if they taste this, they're going to be able to tell what it is. But just for me, it's just different. Not bad, but just different.
Okay. I got to ask, I know, I think Bill Hockett was the one that told me about you and what you were planning on doing.
Yeah.
And he works for Dayton Barrel Company. Are they coming out? I know he's got some stuff going on, and he probably, well, I don't want to say one way or the other, but are they coming out as a distillery or anything like that?
No. I talked to Bill about 2 weeks ago, and he's coming. He's coming out to walk around and whatever, and he'll talk to us. He wants to try some different stuff and whatnot. Early on, when I talked to him about it, he wouldn't make no commitment because his wife was pregnant, but she ended up having the baby 6 weeks early, so doesn't have to contend with that now. So he said he'd definitely be there. I don't think he wants to do any kind of presentation or anything, simply because 2 weeks from then he's doing the same thing at the Corn Festival, which goes on there at the Clinton County Fairgrounds where I'm having this at. So I guess it's just two events too close together, and he doesn't want to tread on their water of them having him come there to talk about corn and then him do it 2 weeks before that in the same place. So I get that. That's cool. And, he had that scheduled long before I had this scheduled. So it's all good. It'll be good to see him, though. He used to work for me at Airborne Express.
Next week he's due to be on the podcast. So as long as the stars line right, and he should be on.
About
here, Bill Hockett,
Dayton Barrel Works.
Yep.
Nice.
Yeah,
I went down. He's got a beautiful place
ahead.
down there. He's got a beautiful place down there. I stopped in one night after we went to the Bell of Dayton, and we went in there and I started talking to the bartender. And really nice folks down there, man. So if you're ever in downtown Dayton, stop at Dayton Barrel Works. Get you a shot of that corn liquor. I'm always like, I walk into Tuck and Reds, and Tuck's like, "What do you want?" And I'm like, "Corn liquor on ice." It's like, that's it. And I was like, "Yeah, bro, I just want some corn liquor on ice, man." And he's like, "I can do that."
On ice.
Corn liquor on ice, man.
I'll tell you what, I drank Beam and Coke, man. That was my go-to drink for probably 25 years. It's what I always drank. Never really drank a whole lot of stuff by the shot. I mean, I would every once in a while if I was just trying to get fucked up or something. But I never really drank much any other bourbon. So a couple of years ago, buddy at work, he's like, "Hey man, want to try some good bourbon?" I was like, "Yeah, sure. What you got?" And he's like, "Here, go try this Eagle Rare." So he sent a bottle of it home with me. And I tried it and I was like, "Man, that stuff's not too bad." So next week he brought me a bottle of Buffalo Trace. Then he brought me some Weller, I think it was. And then he brought something out. Every week he's bringing me some shit, stick it in my hand, tell me to go home and try it.
Need some friends like that.
I kind of got to liking the bourbon.
Hey, you froze. You froze for a second.
There we go. Yeah, we all froze there for a minute.
Yeah,
so
we did.
I don't like.
There he is.
I don't really like drinking it, like, downing it. I pretty much sip on it, but I sip on it if it's moonshine or if it's bourbon or, hell, even if when I was tasting wines and stuff up there at Tuck and Red yesterday. I'm not a big wine person, but there's a few out there that I do like. And he had a rose petal wine that really reminded me of one that my aunt used to make. And it's probably the first kind of wine I ever tried. So, I like sipping on things. I used to do a lot of mixed drinks and stuff like that. Not really into that as much anymore. I'll drink one every now and then, but I'm pretty much a straight liquor person. I'll take me a thing of my Bywater here and drink that and sip on some bourbon or moonshine or, whatever I happen to find that I like at the time. It's mostly been bourbon in the last couple years, but the moonshine stuff, I really never had. I didn't really have any access to that, and that's kind of about to change. So, I mean, I had commercialized moonshine, but that's not the same as the real moonshine. So, I mean, commercialized stuff is all right, but I think you get better flavors, taste, and a little bit more of a real product if it comes straight out the still. So,
yeah, understandable. So, I'd imagine this weekend you're going to get a lot of illegal liquor handed to you.
Probably. I'm hoping to get enough home to where I can fill another liquor shelf over here because I got two full liquor shelves already. I want to fill up a third one with nothing but homemade stuff.
I'm going to shoot it to you straight, man. When it comes to moonshiners, like we meet you, we're going to be like, most of us, we're going to be like, here you go, bro. Take this. This is what I like. I like to make this. Let me know what you think. So be prepared. Your arm's going to be full. And he must not want no liquor. I'm sure he accidentally backed out. So
we'll be back in. If not, we got 20 minutes to fuck off and
it's all good.
Talk shit.
I tell you, man, I'm really looking forward to that festival. This year it was all about the jam, and the jam was there. But I'm really excited about this Ohio one. We finally got us one here in Southern Ohio, and it's going to be a good time. It's going to be hot as hell on Friday, and it's supposed to break on Saturday. So I know I said, Sean, when are you coming down? Are you getting down there Friday evening? Or are you taking off work and getting there Friday morning?
We had a fourth person at work start today. So I'm not above trying to get off on Friday at least a half a day. So I'm thinking what I'm trying to do is move in on Thursday, at least move in on Thursday.
Okay.
And kind of go from there. That way everything's there, everything's set up. All I got to do is take off from work or whatever and just roll on down.
Yeah, I think I'm going to roll down Friday morning. So we got people asking what times are the event on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, Dan?
All right. So I got to watch how I touch this phone. I X'd myself out of it here a minute ago.
I told you, I told you. He kicked himself out.
Yep. Basically, on Friday, the gates will open at 9. People can some of the vendors and stuff will start setting up and whatever. There's not really anything for the general public there till about 11 o'clock, and that's when we'll have our first round of speakers. So we'll have 4 people between 11 and 1 o'clock on Friday, being Vaughn Davis, and I can't remember the girl's name from Jeff the Creed, but I will post all that like the day before, so we'll know who's going to be speaking when, what they're going to be speaking about, and maybe we can get Silcott to come up there and speak on the whatever it was you guys told me I need time to speak about.
You better get him some phone books to stand on so everybody can see him.
That's all right. We'll just put him up we'll just stand him up on the table. Give
there
him
you go.
I'll tell you what you can do is ask him his opinion on what old school moonshine is versus new school. There's an hour.
I love, bro. We're watching you try pretty hard.
Right on that. He will jump right on that, I'd say.
Yeah, he would.
School. And he's proud of it.
So when you put Sean up there and field questions from the audience, that's the best way to go about having Sean up there. field some questions. I'm sure there's some people out there with some good questions for him.
Oh, yeah. So basically what I plan on doing Friday, that'll be that long session from 11 till 1. That's, not got any tastings and stuff going on in the background. That's probably going to be the biggest educational day. Saturday we'll do from about 10:30 until noon or so. Or no, 10 till about 11:30. So we'll go a little ways into the first tasting session. And then Sunday, we're just going to do a 2-hour block of, we're going to, any of you guys from the moonshine side, the bourbon, whiskey, wine, anybody that wants to get up there and be part of the answering team on stage, we're just going to have an hour and a half, 2-hour long question and answer thing. So if somebody wants to know something about, hey, I want to get into making my own wine. How do I get started? Or I want to try and do my own moonshine. What do I need to get started and who would I talk to? It'll be you guys just fielding questions from the audience like that.
That's cool.
Whoever wants to participate in it. All right, somebody might be like, how do I infuse my moonshine and get the taste out of it I want? Or what's the best kind of corn to use? What's the best kind of sugar to use? You name it. So, awesome. I'm definitely going to be trying something myself here sometime soon. Like I said, I'm gonna get me a little still here, and this past winter in January, my neighbor back behind me, he might have made something at his house, and I sat over and watched it and stuff, and it wasn't too bad. He said it wasn't his best batch he ever did, but it came out pretty decent.
Yeah, it doesn't matter who you are, man. So, even if it's my best run, I'm like, I don't like that. So that's normal. So you was talking about there yesterday when I was talking to you. You were saying how there's going to be a working still on site. They're going to be running liquor through it. I mean, we're not allowed to drink it, but there's going to be a working still on site for liquor.
Yep. Same neighbor. He's bringing his still. We got about 5 gallons of mash. We're going to split that up into a couple of days. So we'll run a couple gallons through one day and a couple gallons through the other day. Nice. And at what time we'll do that, we're not sure yet. But basically, just enough to run pint out or whatever. I don't know how much you're going to get out of a couple gallons of mash, but you'll be able to see it in action, and can't let nobody taste it or try it or whatever, but at least people can see how it works. And just for me, I always wondered, like, I see shit coming out of the end of it, but how exactly does that happen? So that's the kind of process I'm on.
If you see me asleep underneath the still, that's where the Lord put me, so leave me there. Roll me over every now and then, we'll be good. So, but so
Brian might walk there.
You're gonna learn a lot this weekend, just like anybody else is going to. I'm gonna learn a lot this weekend, and I look forward to it. It doesn't matter what level you are. There's so much to learn, whether it's from brandy or farming or anything. Come open-minded, always be a student, and you're going to learn a lot if you want to. So that's what I'm most excited about.
Absolutely. That's my, the educational part of it to me is the most intriguing part of it all. I mean, there's plenty of other cool stuff going on, but the part that excites me the most is just being able to sit in there and listen to people talk about how this shit's actually made. And because I'll probably be able to make a little bit more sense out of it. I mean, you can kind of conceptualize it and watch it a little bit on videos and whatever. And actually, the first video I ever watched was actually your brother. Didn't know who he was or what he was or anything else. It's just him showing people how to use a 5-gallon stovetop still and make some moonshine at home.
Yeah. You're talking about my cousin. My cousin Phil Billy. Man.
Okay, your cousin Phil. Yeah.
Hey, man, we go back a long ways just showing people how to make liquor at home, and why have the knowledge if you're not going to freely spread it to people that want it, who truly want it? Why not give it to them? Why not help the next person get started? So.
Well, back when we started, it was not.
I mean, if I knew how to charge no body, hell, I've had a cleaning business for 30 years. And if I go somewhere or somebody calls me and it's like, hey, how do I get this out of there? I ain't like, oh yeah, you can't get it out yourself. You need to call me. Fuck that. I don't play like that. If I know it's something they can get out themselves, whether I'm gonna lose $100 on it by not going there or whatever, I will still tell them. Now they may just say, "Hey, I want you to come do it," and that's fine. I'll come do it for $100. But I'll also give it away freely and say, "Hey, you can probably use some vinegar on it, and there's some vinegar and water, or you might be able to use some Windex, or you can use, this cleaning product or that cleaning product to get it out." Or I might just say, "You're shit out of luck. You ain't gonna get that out of there because red Kool-Aid don't come out of a white carpet." So
Yeah.
but that's what I'll tell them. I tell people that I'm not going to have somebody have me come out there and me knowing that white red Kool-Aid ain't going to come out just so I can get a few bucks out of them. I just don't play like that.
Yeah, I'm all about, I'll show you how to do it. So you see how terrible it is, and then you're just like, I'm just going to buy it from him, let him do it. But once I show you how terrible it is to do, you're like, I'm just going to pay him to do it. So I ain't no problem showing people how to do it. And I'm always like, man, if you can do it yourself, do it, because it's a different connection you have with what you got going on if you're able to do it yourself, as opposed to, I bought it and here it goes.
Right.
See, nothing wrong with that. But if you can do it yourself, I always recommend you do it yourself, and you'll have a much, much better connection with everything you got going on.
So that's what I love about people that come up. They're like, they're like, oh, I watched the show, this, that, and the other. And they're like, wow, I brew beer or I make wine. And, I'm really interested in getting into distilling. I'm like, well, fuck, you got the hard part down.
Right.
Making a good fermentation and being successful with that is half the battle to making a good jar of liquor. Because in my opinion, it's really done in the fermentation. If you run it fast, as long as you don't scorch it, you can always rerun it again.
Yep, you're right. It's all in the beginning. It all starts in the beginning. You got a good foundation at the beginning. After you make that, it's not hard. Like you said, you get a lot of guys who make beer and wine, and they're like, dude, I make beer and wine. I'm not sure about distilling. And it's like, bro, just throw it in a still and put heat to it. mash in a pot, fire, cold water on a condenser, you're going to get liquor. And it's literally that simple.
Hell yeah.
Well, Sean, you got anything else for old Dan?
I can think of right now. Tell everybody where they can find you. Find the
yes. If they got questions about Farm to Bottle,
yep.
Just let everybody know where to get a hold of you or how to find out about it and all that.
Well, the three options that you got are you can find it on Facebook on the Facebook page, which is Farm to Bottle Festival. You can find it online at www.farmtobottlefest.com. And then from that, there's also a link in there to the tickets on that'll take you to TicketBud, which is the ticket site for it. And then we're also on Instagram under Farm to Bottle Festival with a _ between every word. So nice. Those are the easiest places to find. When you come out there to the festival, I'll be the guy that's probably in some kind of a tie-dye t-shirt, most likely. And it'll probably say Farm to Bottle Festival or One Dog Entertainment on it, one of the two. So, but anyway, yeah, I look forward to seeing everybody that's going to be out there.
Yes,
spend a lot of time putting this together, but honestly, it's kind of paying off right now because I really don't have a ton of stuff left to do to set this up. It's more so just, a little minor detail stuff of, getting out there. I got to put up some fence and stuff to make sure that, we have the alcohol zones marked off really well and, get the stuff squared away for, people coming in and getting their campers set up and people at the gate, doing the gate stuff, setting up the stages and whatever. All of that stuff, though, is pretty easy to fall in place. And most of it requires me just saying, hey, do this. And then somebody else goes and does it. So the stuff I actually got to do myself is pretty limited other than just probably field 10,001 questions over the next 3 days. So,
So
that's what I'll be doing.
Get you an assistant. And if you can't get a hold of Dan, get a hold of me or Sean, man. We'll point you in the right direction, find out info for you. We're all going to be there. Check us out. It's going to be a great time. I look forward to meeting you for the second time, Dan. I would imagine the hardest part for me about this festival is going to be not going back to the Airbnb by noon and sleeping it off. So, got to try to maintain, man. It'll get you quick.
Right.
But anyways, it was a pleasure having you, Dan. We appreciate you giving us your time to come on and talk about it. And everybody left but me. I'm the last one here. So
you're it. All right.
Welcome back. I went solo for a second. I had an acapella going on. I was about to sing.
That's the face only a mother could love, and good thing it's about to go off.
My mom loves it. That's all that matters. So, as long as somebody loves it.
Anyway, so,
well,
you guys take
we
care.
love all y'all. Appreciate you. I'll see you Friday morning. Dan, Sean, I'll talk to you in 5 minutes. So we'll see y'all next Monday. Hopefully we'll have old Bill Hockett from Dayton Barrel Works. We'll see you at 9 o'clock, hopefully next week. And if not, then maybe at 10. But anyways, we love all y'all. Have a great weekend. Have a great week. We'll see you this weekend at Farm to Bottle. Have a good night.
Absolutely.
Everybody shine on.